A great MedTech idea becomes real when
You balance clinical needs and input with great technical solutions and commercially viable devices.
the biggest mistake startups make in product design is
Not to engage with the end users fully.
innovation without empathy is
Technical push.
great MedTech devices start way before the prototype. It starts when we understand the patient. I am today with Oliver Sowerby. He is the Vice President of MedTech Innovation at Cambridge Consultants. Thank you very much for being with us today.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So let's start by giving an intro to our audience. What's Cambridge Consultants doing for the MedTech industry?
So Cambridge Consultants, we're a R&D outsourcing firm based in Cambridge in the UK, Boston, Massachusetts, Singapore and Tokyo. And what we really specialise in is the development of kind of deep technical solutions to some of, I suppose, the most challenging technical challenges. So I represent the healthcare business unit. I'm one of the VPs there. We're very active in a number of different areas, but with a focus more on complex, challenging technologies for medical devices.
Indeed. So before we go into our topic, we are going to play a game, okay? Icebreaker.
Sure.
I'm gonna give you some sentences, you're gonna complete them with the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
Okay, you have 30 seconds for this.
Okay.
Let's start. A great MedTech idea becomes real when
You balance clinical needs and input with great technical solutions and commercially viable devices.
the biggest mistake startups make in product design is
Not to engage with the end users fully.
innovation without empathy is
Technical push.
the future of MedTech design will be driven by
I think clinical innovators.
if I could change one thing about the MedTech development process, it would be
Faster engagement with regulatory bodies and a better dialogue between technical developers, people that write the standards and the regulations.
amazing. And that's why we are here today exploring some ideas and exchanging innovation. Let's start now. The balance between creativity and compliance when developing next generation medical devices. How are you nailing this?
Well, I suppose you can't have a non-compliant medical device, so it's absolutely essential. Regulations are there to be complied with. I think the real key is to understand when you need to increase the levels of regulatory compliance through your product development process. I think early on, it's good to be light touch, but you can't do it in isolation. You need to understand what's coming towards the end. So I think the real art of good medical device development is to be agile, creative up front, not to be overly burdened by the regulations early on, but to make sure you have a good understanding of what they are, what they require, so that when you get further in that development process, there aren't any surprises that mean you've done something which isn't viable.
Indeed. When it comes to AI and data, this is collaboration that it's needed stronger and stronger. How are you ensuring that human-centric design is not falling apart in this?
So I suppose just the caveat here is I'm a mechanical engineer, so I'm not probably the most up-to-date on AI. I'm not kind of someone that can speak at great depth in detail technically, but I still think that AI just has the amazing ability, I would say, to augment what clinicians are already doing, but to help get them there faster. So I think me personally, I believe that there will always be a place for doctors, clinicians, surgeons in the decision-making process, but I think the real capability of AI is to speed that process up, to enable almost a second set of eyes in the form of artificial intelligence to kind of scan data, look at it and give clinicians confidence that their initial thoughts or even their thoughts after the review of AI is there. I really think that's the magic of AI that it can provide, as opposed to completely removing clinical decision making. And I think there's some amazing examples, that we're seeing here today. I know there's some amazing work going on in the NHS in the UK where clinicians are already evaluating AI solutions to help with things like evaluating scans in cancer care. So for me, as I said, caveat, mechanical engineer giving an opinion on AI, I really think that for me is the most exciting thing and the nearest term thing that we will probably all benefit from, I would say.
Disruptive healthcare solutions. What do you see them in the next 5 years successful?
I think you and I have been here this week, and there's some amazing examples, like at the keynotes, where they were talking a bit exactly about that. I think it's quite hard, almost as a technologist, as an engineer, to almost look at the current state of technology and try and figure out what the delta is almost to where we go next. And the way I learn the most is through speaking with surgeons, doctors, nurses, anyone that's clinically active, to understand what they're currently using that technology for and maybe where the gaps are from what that currently provides and what they still need clinically. And I find that is absolutely the most effective way to understand where technology needs to go next. And again, I think there's some fantastic examples of that, like Stanford Biodesign. There's a group in the UK at the Royal College of Surgeons of England, which is responsible for innovation, the iHub team. I just think groups like that and our own engagement with clinicians and bringing clinicians together with engineers and scientists, I think that's just the best way to move healthcare on, medical devices, to make sure that we're getting to what society needs, as quickly as possible.
Indeed. Today we are at the MedTech Conference in AdvaMed. Collaboration, innovations happening. What do you think is something that the industry needs to enhance, to push harder?
I'm always bowled over by how much goes on. I think particularly in the US, I suppose the reason why we all come here, right, is just the amount of innovation, new technology that's coming out. The market here is it's just an exciting place to be, I think. What's needed to get there next? I still think it's that engagement, with the regulators, which come into a conference like AdvaMed. It seems there's that real desire there from industry, but also from the regulators, to make sure that's happening. For me, again, it's just collaboration. It's making sure that we're not working in our silos, that we really bring together engineers, scientists, the clinicians that are going to use these devices, the regulators that are going to clear or approve these devices, and then also funding that can help that new technology get there. And I think it always comes down, normally, to these things, to just collaboration between people. We can get so far with technology, but I really think the great thing with a conference like this, and I think particularly what MedTech World's doing, right, yourself and Dylan, is just bringing people together, because as cliche as it may sound, I think that's the best way, really, is just to get people in one place, all with a common goal, to try and get new things to patients.
And to finalize our amazing conversation, what do you see in 2026 trends, let's say in Europe mostly, around medtech devices, medtech design?
I mean, the things I'm most excited about, I think, things like surgical navigation, surgical visualization. Bringing those things together, I think, I'm always amazed by particularly, my passion really is surgical devices. I work broadly across medtech, but surgery, I think, for me, is just such an exciting area of development. And it's just technology that's coming out there which enables surgeons to see more what's going on, to identify more accurately where tumours are, or tissue around the tumours that are most at risk of becoming cancerous. Again, it's augmentation, of what already incredible people are able to do, and technology that just bridges that gap more to what they can already do. So visualization, navigation, accuracy in surgical robotics, for me, that's the really exciting area of tech development that makes me really happy, to be somewhere like this and see things like that going on.
Indeed. Oliver, thank you very much for being with us today, and we hope to see you in MedTech Malta 2025.
I'd love to be there. Yeah, thanks very much for having me.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.